I'm Anthony Forrest, the president of Steel Cod, and I'm here with John Beresford, our VP of Sales, ready to discuss all things appliances. All right, John, when you're talking luxury ranges, very often you can get them not with just burners, but with a grill or a griddle. And what's
Mhm.
interesting is like from the consumer standpoint, it's almost like, okay, kind of a 50-50 breakdown. Okay, just pick which one that I think I'm going to do. But that's not the reality of it at all. They're quite different in terms of what they do. Where do you want to
Yeah.
start this?
Yeah. I would say that, from a grill perspective, right, is I think it might be one of the easiest things to get sold on as a
Yeah.
customer. And it used to be, because you had that whole, oh wow, I can grill inside kind of a moment. And it sounds like an immediate win, right? Especially in the Northeast where I am, where, you know, back when I was selling these, like, grilling wasn't really considered a 365, kind of a deal, although it is being adopted more and more up here. It's one of those things you don't really have to think about. It feels like you're really adding something to your kitchen, right? Like you're expanding what your range can do, and like you're upgrading how you cook without really having to change anything else. And that sounds really cool because, in your mind, it doesn't really feel like there's a trade-off anywhere. It just kind of feels like you're adding more to it, right? Whether it's more capability, more flexibility, more options, all that kind of stuff. And that's exactly where this can kind of start to go wrong for you, because you're really buying into an idea of something before you've actually thought through what that experience could look like when you're actually using it.
So let's talk about the reality of what the consumer is getting, because this is really important because you certainly don't want to sell the customer on something they're going to use once and never use again and curse you for the rest of the life of this range. So what
Mhm.
are they really getting if they get home, get a built-in griddle into their indoor range?
Well, if I said, if I would talk about grilling, I
Or
would
grill, not
say
griddle, grill.
they're
Yeah.
they're getting outdoor grilling inside. I think that's kind of the simplest answer, and that's the simplest thing that they think, right? Oh, I'm getting the same results, I'm getting the same flavor, I'm getting the same experience that I had outside, I'm just kind of moving it indoors, right? So, we're not dealing with weather, and we don't have to go outside, and there's no setup. I'm just turning the grill on just the same way that I would my range. I mean, these are all things that you and I have heard before, right? I mean, that's really the assumption that was out there, and that's what people were picturing, right? They picture steaks and burgers and all these things, and they're getting the same outcome that they had outside, just happening in a much easier delivery system inside the kitchen. And that expectation is the entire problem, because that's not what you get at all.
Yeah, it's certainly not what they're going to get at all. And what is it that they're actually going to get?
Yeah, I mean, for starters, you don't get the same result, right? I mean, you don't get the same heat behavior that you expect outside. You don't get the same environment, right? Outdoor grilling works because of the environment it creates, right? It's an open air type system, right? We're dealing with super high heat and the ability for smoke and grease to kind of move away from the cooking surface, all those kind of things. Inside, you don't have that, right? So now you're trying to recreate something that depends heavily on that environment without that environment, right? And that gap shows up immediately in ventilation, right? I mean, that's the biggest change.
So that, ventilation, we need to have some sort of bell or something that whenever we say the word ventilation, something lights up in our podcast.
Yeah, so
But
people know
go,
to check out of the conversation.
yeah, exactly. So go a little deeper on why ventilation is really the biggest consideration with indoor grilling.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about indoor grilling, I mean, while we may not get the same exact results as what we were hoping to get outside, we still create the smoke and the grease and the odor, and we do so very, very quickly, right? And now you're asking your standard indoor ventilation system to handle something that it most definitely wasn't built for, right? Most hoods are designed around capture area, like we talk about at nauseum, right? And just managing a normal cooking environment, which includes boiling and sauteing and, the occasional frying in high heat on a burner, right? But grilling is completely different. It's heavier, it's dirtier, it's more aggressive in the way that it behaves. So what happens is the system that you have inside gets overwhelmed, right? You start seeing smoke hanging around and grease building up, because and, odors just really kind of lingering throughout the entire house, a heck of a lot longer than they should anyways, even if you have a good ventilation system. And then once that happens, the entire experience is breaking down for you because now it's not just about cooking anymore. It's really about managing everything that comes along with it. And most people, and I would argue everybody, nobody wants that inside of their kitchen.
So all that said, when someone gets home with their griddle, how does it actually play out in reality? Grill.
Well,
I
I
keep
would
saying
say just
griddle. Grill.
that's okay. I knew what you meant. I would say in that environment, they're going to stop using it. And why wouldn't they? I mean, that's the reality, right? It becomes something that they tried, hated the experience, and that they're not going to rely on to cook on anymore, right? I mean, they might even use it a couple of times and just realize that, all right, not the same experience, right? It creates more work than I was expecting. It doesn't deliver the outcome. The ventilation's a nightmare. So it just kind of sits there. So now, I mean, you added this extra piece into the top of your range that never gets used. You may as well just had another couple of burners in there on the off chance that you were going to use them, very occasionally. Or at least space out your pans. I mean, our pans just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I mean, at least you would have been able to space it out by getting 8 burners instead of the 6 plus the grill that you're never going to use again. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, grills were not getting used.
So you get a customer who came in with their heart set on a grill, all excited, not having all these considerations. So now you've just set it
Yep.
up and being like, yeah, unfortunately, this is not going to be the best option for you. And now they're kind of like, ugh, I guess I'm stuck with a griddle, depending on the brand that they want. But they're not necessarily stuck with a griddle. This might be under presented in the showroom.
100%. I think that people underestimate, griddles immediately, right? Because they think of breakfast foods, right? Whether it's pancakes or eggs or just some sort of limited style of cooking, right? That's something that's almost secondary, right? And a griddle can give you something much more valuable than that or what a grill could ever give you, and that's control, because now you're getting even heat across the entire surface, right? I mean, we're not getting the same hot spots that we'd be getting on a grill, and there's definitely no flare-ups, and there's no fighting the cooking surface at all. And, it often gets you know, I don't know, I guess marginalized in being for breakfast only, but they do really well with proteins and vegetables and sandwiches. I mean, hell, you can cook full meals on those things. You can do far more on a griddle than I think most people realize. And the best part about it, like we mentioned before, it's super consistent. You know exactly how it's going to behave every time you use it. And just as important to that, because we touched on it with grills, there's no ventilation issues, right? There's no added things that you need to do to make sure that you're clearing out smoke and grease and mess because you're not going to get that same level that's going to overwhelm your system. So now you have something that actually integrates very well into your kitchen instead of working against it like the grill was, right? And so now you're talking about real usability.
So, this is essentially a versus episode with griddles versus grills
Yeah.
built into a range. That said, the griddle is the clear winner in this, but why would someone still get a grill? Why are they still being sold?
Well, number one, I would fault the salesperson for not bringing up the real thing, but I would say that, the problems, but I would say that they're still trying to buy an idea, right? They're not buying the outcome, right? The idea of grilling inside sounds better than it actually is, right? It sounds like more, it sounds like an upgrade, it sounds like you're getting something extra out of the whole deal, but once you actually live with it for 10 seconds, the gap between the idea and the reality of the situation becomes pretty obvious. And then by then, the sad part is, the decision's kind of already been made. And, I'm not the only one that's saying this, and you're probably not the only one that believes this. Manufacturers are telling you who should be winning this argument because a lot of them that were in the grill conversation have now pulled themselves out of it. They stopped making grills because they realize that it's more trouble than it's worth, right? There's a lot of brands that were out there that sold you on the idea of either or, and they're both great and all that. But then they were realizing, that maybe indoor grilling isn't all that it's cracked up to be. And I can't get the same quality of product that I was hoping for. I can get a couple of grill marks on a piece of shrimp, right? But I mean, I can't cook a burger the same way indoors as I could outdoors. And now the ventilation conversation just got drastically more difficult. And I'm just throwing a wrench into the whole situation. So you've actually seen a lot of these luxury players back out of the grill offerings entirely because they know it's more trouble than it's worth.
Anything else on this one?
No, no, definitely not. No, this one's, I think that the industry is kind of solving this one for us. So this shouldn't be a versus for much longer.
We drop a new episode every day of the week, including weekends. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.